Hello, welcome to Studio Talks. My name's James Swift.
I'm Josh McNorton, and our guest today is
Dom Guile.
Hey Dom, you okay?
Yeah, I'm doing good, man. Yourself?
Yeah, I'm alright. How are you doing in the lockdown? And what advice do you have for people?
I'm not doing too bad, you know. It is what it is. It's been taken off work, furloughed for 3 months, paid to sit around doing nothing and all of that. Yeah, it's one of those. You just got to get on with it. And at the end of the day, people just need to be sensible about social distancing and making sure that even though the lockdown's now lifting, that people are still staying safe within their own little bubbles. And it's one of those. I went back to work. I started working again yesterday. I work in a bar down the road. So we started working again yesterday. So seeing the procedures that are going in place in all the different bars is...
I said yes, as in like I knew that.
You probably did.
I think Charlotte's mentioned it, but like I don't. It sounds like I've got it written on like a file, like you like here.
Yes, you do work. That is correct.
This all checks out.
It's very weird going to pubs though, isn't it? No, because I went to Spoons the other week, and it's just very weird. There's like dividers up all over the place, and
yeah, that's it. We've got plastic across the bars. We've all got to wear like face visors and big plastic things that fog up when you talk, and
yeah, I've got a visor here for when I go back.
handfuls of masks, and then the big plastic visors, and it's just like
The masks are a nightmare. They're just too hard to breathe in the actual mask.
No. I really struggle with breathing them.
I've got the hang of it because I'm a filthy weeb. I've got used to wearing masks around Comic-Con and all that.
What's your history with the studio?
Studio started when I started college. It was initially, we used the studio as rehearsal space for college and stuff. Like one lesson a week, we'd come in and do a lesson, and we'd do the one big gig a year in the studio, and that introduced us to like Louise, Jake, and Steve and all that. And then when we started doing more band stuff on my own, the bands started using the studio as a rehearsal space because it's a decent little space for what it is. It's got nice rooms, it's got decent enough equipment, and it's like not extortionately expensive to rehearse in and all that kind of thing. And then I've done a couple of bits here and there through it, played a couple of gigs obviously through college, out of college, and been to a couple of gigs there. A few bands I know have played there, so I've gone to watch their gigs. It's a great little hub in the middle of everyone to get to. And obviously I did the Metronomes as well, which was fun. Yeah.
What's your history with music?
I made sure me to playing bass with them in high school with the band and stuff, and I just started learning from there. So picked up bass first, then just sat in the music rooms picking up different instruments, started learning guitar at home and all of that. I didn't really think about doing music properly till I got to college, because I was going through high school having this idea of wanting to be an archaeologist. You know, as you do. When I got to the end of high school with GCSEs and it's like I flunked history and geography, I was like, well,
maybe
not doing that then. But Crompton had a great course in music opened up, so I was like, jump in the BTEC there, and that just set me off. And there, obviously joined the bands, played with loads of people in college, and then picked up recording and stuff as well. And I do a lot of that at home, and I post stuff on YouTube that I've recorded now. And when I was just falling into it,
I feel like archaeologist is like, it's such a common thing for someone. Like I remember like for a brief moment of time being like, I could be an archaeologist, not fully understanding why it is. I think I'd watched Friends
like years of my life to doing it.
Not for me. That I like history, but geography was just too much effort.
Oh yeah, the geography part of it was a nightmare. I wanted to go and see the pyramids and play with dinosaur bones and all that, you know.
I never liked geography.
Yeah, geography was so boring. Yeah, I was just not a fan.
I loved history. Like I did GCSE history, but
yeah, I loved history. We had what was his name, Mr. UMPP.
Oh yeah,
Mr. Down.
Yes.
Yeah, I had him for history. He was the best teacher I ever had. We bought him for Christmas once. Me and my mate bought him a bottle of polish for his head.
We got I had Mrs. Do you know Mrs. Green?
I think so, yeah.
There was two Mrs. Greens. There was one for. This is really not in any way an interview. No, but there was
like
there was two Mrs. Greens, and there was one in English who I couldn't stand, and then there was one in history who I kind of thought was all right. So there you go.
I had a Mr. Hedges, and he launched a monophone across the room onto class. He was a weird teacher.
Big yikes, that.
Was he okay?
I don't know. He had beef with the geography teacher as well for no reason that we knew about. The geography teacher had a cut out of his face on a dartboard in his closet.
But
It's a bit strange.
is he? Oh, but like, I'm more worried about like, is he okay? Stop the podcast. I'm gonna go and find out if your old teacher's okay. Yeah, yeah. Do you want to ask the next question?
Yeah. What was the formation of Lost in Echoes?
That was an interesting one. It was, again, I work in my local bar and we run open mic nights every now and again. Junior Davis runs them most of the time. But we were doing it one night and the guys, Al and Lee, they were there doing their own stuff. They were doing a little acoustic set. They were only a two-man thing at the time and I was doing my own thing at the open mics and that. And they came on and they played a couple of songs. I was like, I know and like these songs. Well, I should go and ask if they like want me to play with them at some point. So just went up to them later in the night and asked if they needed anyone to join a band. And they're like, we need a drummer. I was like, I can figure it out. And that was that. We basically met up the next week in our little rehearsal space and we just went from there. We learnt a bunch of covers. We learnt a couple of Lee's originals and we've all done some writing and bits from it since. So it was just one night in a bar. I heard them playing open mic and went, yeah, I want to be with these guys. And
I mean, was that hard?
Normally it would be for me, but the pair of them just seems so like me anyway. Like Al's big mosher covered in tattoos. They played a Linkin Park song and I was like, these guys should be reasonably easy to talk to.
Right, okay.
It's like, normally if it was just like any of the other guys at the open mic, I'm just like, hey, your music's nice job. And it's like, you're cool. But I don't know. I suppose that's what actually helped us gel is that watching them, I was like, I'll feel comfortable enough to go and actually talk to these guys. So it is one of those, because I mean, it's small coming up bands as well. Having someone just come in and say, I like your stuff is enough. If they think they've had a bad practice, someone just comes up and goes, oh, that was good. It's a huge confidence boost. And we've had that in the past as well. That's brilliant. Yeah, we've been together for 2 years now, coming up to 2 years.
Have you got like, how is, oh, wait, if I, this is, no, never mind. Would you like to, wait, yeah, having a breakdown. Would you like to play a song?
Still worrying about your teacher there, and
like, I really am.
Still searching that up in the background. Like, yeah, I can have a go, see what the sound sounds like at least. Oh, this is one cover I've been working on at the minute. This is, again, because self-plug. What I do is I post anime covers and stuff online on my YouTube. So I'll do, like, rock covers of anime songs and just general pop culture songs and that. Well, this is one I've been working on and revamping with my new setup, so hopefully it sounds all right. Strange my head is remembering how the airplane flying overhead looks so effortless, but I cannot guess why that lingers in my mind. But after this, I'm a crying mess, to be stronger now's my only wish. So I finally have the bravery, so I can reach on up to the sky. It's cruel fate, engraving has carved to the stone. Open feels so all to me, and then I'll know just where to go. This moment, I know that I can breathe. Hanging on a feeling, believing my only meaning. I hear a voice is calling, telling me to risk it, asking if I will go the distance, singing with the courage that I cannot deny. My eyes are swollen with the tears that I've been crying, but to the rest of the world I'm smiling, singing with the courage that I'm dying to show. In my peace sign up when I say goodbye, write a story of a hero. Want to say I protected you, but you were never weak. I'm number two, stronger than I have ever been, and you mean more to me than you know. I've changed yourself since the day you left me, felt how you go on by yourself. So I have to ask, I should tell you that I'm afraid that I'm all alone. I see it, I need it, It can't support that beats. And yourself on the keys. I see it, I need it. It can't support that beats. Hanging on a feeling, everything. It's all to keep it. I hear a voice calling, telling me to risk it, asking if I could go with the distance, singing with the courage that I get up tonight. Our hearts are swollen with the tears that I've been crying, but to the rest of the world I'm smiling, singing with the courage that I'm dying to show. With my peace enough when I say goodbye, write a story of a hero. Oh, straight getting bloody hours. Oh, straight getting bloody hours. Oh, sorry, there's all in my mind to see it in my mind. Memories revive. Girls, that's a secret in a crystal. Listen, never pass a day, I swear that I'm missing, and I swear that I'll be back again. Voices calling, telling me to risk it, asking if I could go the distance, singing with the courage that I got tonight. My eyes are swollen with the tears that I've been crying, but to the rest of the world I'm smiling, singing with the courage that I'm dying to show. With my peace sign up when I say goodbye, write a story of a hero. Peace sign up when I say goodbye, write a story of a hero.
That's good. That was really good.
So what anime was that from then?
My Hero Academia.
I've heard of that one.
Quite a popular one at the minute. That's one of the more popular openings off it and stuff.
I got really into anime at one point, but I've not watched any in a while.
It's hard dipping in and out. It's
I've only seen. I think it's only Pokemon, guys.
Should have done that.
Guys, I think it's only Pokemon. No, I've seen. What's the one where the cat is into heavy metal?
Gretsuko.
Yes, that's the one I've seen.
It's funny, that one. It's just little silly little ones like that. It's like, yeah.
I think I watched it like at 4 o'clock in the morning or something like that, and I was like, this is the right time to be watching this when I'm like proper wired and I'm like, right, okay, this is.
And still the main ones, like Attack on Titan, Sword Art Online, obviously My Hero, all the big ones and all that.
Is it Brotherhood of Steel? Not Brotherhood of Steel, it's Fallout.
I was going to say that's a Fallout game, isn't it?
Speaking of Fallout, did you know it's getting a TV show, James?
I have heard that.
Hooking us up.
That's gonna be fun, isn't it?
I hope it's good.
Do you know what? Right, I know this is nothing to do with questions, but like, I think I've always thought that Fallout would make a good setting. Like, it's a good idea because it's like post-apocalyptic. Like, it's weird, but
It does seem like a good premise.
It's real life these days. It's
yeah.
Let's just hope a nuke doesn't get dropped anytime soon.
Did you? Okay, here's the question: did you blow up Megaton or not?
That's a silly question. Am I evil? Yes, of course I did.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I did too.
yeah.
Anyway,
I do love Fallout.
Fallout 3 is good. I've played Fallout 4 a bit.
What about the new amazing open world one?
New Vegas is still the best one though. Anyway, what was that song about?
That, if I remember originally, well, obviously I had to translate it from Japanese and stuff. It was mostly
Did you
about
do the
like
translating yourself, or did someone else do it?
bits and kind of half and half. It's like I found a translation of it online. It's like, but it's like direct like Japanese to English, so it's a little bit broken. And you got to get the gist of what the songs are actually kind of going and turn it into a coherent lyrics and stuff rather than just absolute Japanese babbling, which it normally is. Well, that song's what I gathered is mostly about like pushing on and being your own like superhero, that anyone can be a superhero kind of thing. And at the end of the day, you've got to just push through and you can be your own hero kind of thing.
It's really cool.
It's kind of about the gist of what the whole anime is about in itself, but that's where the lyrics kind of come from on that one.
So in terms of like writing songs, how do you personally write songs, both as a band and as a...
As solo stuff, I'm only do bits and pieces of writing. I'm not great on writing lyrics myself personally, so it's mainly just I'll come up with like riffs and guitar bits and then put the drums and the bass to it and stuff. But as the bandits, we all throw ideas in together because we all play each other's instruments. So it'll be like Al or Lee'll shoot a riff over to us, I'll record it quickly on Logic, I'll put a drum piece over it and then send it back, and they'll tweak bits and pieces here and there. And if we're in the again, if we're in our little rehearsal space, then it'll be, oh, he'll play that riff. It's like, oh, that's good, this would go over it. And you just kind of fall together. We haven't really sat down and gone, okay, we all need to focus and write on this. You'll just kind of fall together, our pieces.
That's cool.
Which it sounds it half the time, but...
It is fascinating hearing everyone's different takes on
definitely.
how they write stuff.
I also like hearing, at this point we've asked half the people band-wise and half the people song-wise, and it is cool like hearing how different it can be between actually writing a song yourself and writing a song as a band, because there's a lot of different techniques you have to do.
Like a lot of my like writing at home and solo stuff, it's I'll mess about with a riff, I'll remember it, I'll program the drums in over it, then I'll play it over it again. If it doesn't work, then tweak it, and it's just a long process like that. But obviously live in the studio, it's like you just play something, go, oh, that doesn't work, I'll play it differently. It's a lot smoother flow kind of thing.
What was it like to be a part of Metronomes?
That was really fun. It was interesting, again, being a whole different side of the music and that, because I played guitar and stuff on that. I did a couple of the electric-y, leady bits on that. It was nothing like distortion or heavy. It was just clean electric with a bit of echo and stuff playing over it. But it was good seeing the different styles and hearing other people's songs and doing our own little, okay, you're like, we can add this in. Steve'd go, oh, play this over this, and in this chord progression, we'll change this up. And it was good, even though the night itself was a little bit disjointed, but what can you expect after?
It's weird, isn't it? Because the night itself was very, like, as you say, it was quite disjointed, but, like, kind of all fit together, if that makes sense. Like, it all kind of just fell in together. Yeah. Because
we hadn't really practiced with the performers yet. That was the second time doing that, so it was a little bit, oh, this is our part, okay, and coming kind of thing. But again, for the practice that we had, it was good, and everyone worked together, and everyone in their own respects was tight at what they were doing. It was fun, and obviously getting to do a different style of things and getting to play a load of different people's songs, obviously Junior's songs. There was, can't remember the name, the first one that we played, the Beyond the City, there was more.
Munda Green.
Yeah, the stuff like that was good, just adding our own little stuff to it and playing over it.
We got like the bare bones and just kind of like broke it up, didn't we? It was quite well done. So what was it like to play a live set at the second Comic-Con Widnes?
It was good, yeah. Considering I've played at a couple of Comic-Cons around the country and stuff, that one was nice, having a little stage. I know it was a smaller room and stuff, but that had great potential, that con. It's like being up there and everyone in that same environment has that same mentality of stuff that they like, and it's like I'll adapt my set to the different cons I play at, because the main ones I've ever played at was one in Manchester called Anime and Gaming Con, which is, as it says, all about anime and video games and stuff. So I did a very influenced, like anime intros influenced set for that one. Whereas the studio, I did more of a pop culture one. I did some more video games, and I tried to throw in a couple of, like, I did the Game of Thrones theme on that one. And
I was going to say, did you do the Pokemon theme?
Yes, I always finish with that one.
Good. It sounded like I was obsessed.
That one.
Sounded like I'm obsessed with the Pokemon theme, but
I know Pokemons.
I know the Pokemon.
That's always. I know the Pokemons. That one's always a crowd pleaser. I've always got to finish on that one. No matter like how the rest of the set's gone, as soon as you play that first couple of things that do, everyone's like, oh yes.
It is such a good song. Just I will travel across the
just in the context of playing at something like that at a con or a little like convention get together, that one just gets everyone going every time. It
reminds me of my childhood, like watching it as a kid. So every time I hear it, I'm just like, I remember sitting being a kid with my cards, watching it in front of the telly.
This is going to be a really sad story.
Oh, here we go.
But whenever I'm like walking from my uni to my car, it's like a 15-minute, 20-minute walk. Sometimes I'll play the Pokemon Johto theme and run.
Johto does have the best music.
It's so good.
Being in your own little world, listening to music's just great when you're wandering and stuff.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's my favourite thing. Playing tunes on a walk.
Do you have a song that you like go, I'll have a run to this one?
Don't run.
You expect me to run? I'll say you do.
Oh no, right. I don't mean in a healthy. I just mean like.
This is like my go song.
Yeah.
Any song by A Day to Remember.
So I'd go with a lot of like Periphery stuff, that kind of heavy gent stuff and that.
Oh,
Even though it's hard trying to run to like a 16/4 like time signature, it's like anything fast and stuff. It's like anything that just gets your blood going and stuff.
There was a song when I worked in a shop a couple of years ago. The radio would just be on a repeat. Josh, do you have that when you worked in the shop?
Yeah. I don't know what the name of
it was the same song. It was like the same song
songs we had
at the same time of day.
Yeah, all day, every day.
There was a song called Fight Song.
This is my first.
That one, yes.
Yeah.
And that one would be the right, James, it's time to do some work music. So like it would come on at a perfectly I think it was about 7:30, 8 o'clock. And it would be like, right, okay, it's time to stock some shelves.
I remember that in the pub, because when the jukebox is left going in the pub, it just circles the same handful of songs like over and over. So it's like you'll hear the same song like 4 times a day.
It was sound if you're working on the aisles where I work. I mean, I've already name dropped them, but yeah. But if you're working on the tills, the speakers are right next to you. So, and you're just like, you'd end up singing the songs, but you were like, I hate these songs.
There was a guy who, his name's Paul, he's lovely, he comes to the studio every now and again actually, but he did Baggage, and where the speaker was, I walked past him one day and I said, like, you okay? And he was like, no. And I said, what's up? And he said, they're playing the song again. And I was like, it was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, that's your life.
It's this song.
Dom, where can people find you online?
My main one is my YouTube. I'm ICC's Music on YouTube. And then my Instagram's the same. That's where I post most of my content on both of them. So ICC's Music online. And then my band is Lost in Echoes. And we're the same on both YouTube and Instagram, just Lost in Echoes.
Awesome.
And look for the big rubber duck and you'll find us.
Brilliant. Thank you for doing this. It's been absolutely great. I've really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's been great being on.
And I'll see you later.
Yes. Get to you soon.
Bye.